It's about getting the preparation right, make sure we perform, and if we perform well, we've always got a great chance of winning any game.
Nigel, it seems an age since the Cardiff match, but how much of a boost does that result give you going into the Preston North End game?
Forgotten about it now. It is a bit of a break in between, but yeah, I mean, we've just got to make sure that the standards that we are setting this season, that we try and maintain them, replicate the good things and improve on the areas that we need to get slightly better at. But I was very pleased for the players in particular, just because a lot of the hard work that they've put in, eventually bore fruit, let's say. So a good game. And the players are in a good mood. How they're sort of developing as a group of players is really encouraging. So yeah, that's gone now. We've just got to make sure that we get our home performance right and get a home win.
Do you feel the squad as a collective are really gelling both on and off the field?
Yes, but with it comes competition. So I think I've had a word with a couple of players who currently aren't starting at the moment, but one of the good things about chatting to players in their situation is that they are, they're keeping their teammates on their toes, just because they're applying themselves very well in training, and it means that we've got a good collective mood, but there is realistic competition, and that's what I want.
Now, how's the squad looking? You talked about kind of having competition for players, their places. People like Callum, Joe, are they kind of back in the running now?
Yeah, they're back training. So again, with it's in terms of availability, we're pretty good, and we have been right the way through pre-season and the season so far. The test will be when we pick injuries up. It's about the players who then get opportunities. It's up to them to take them. So I don't worry too much about things that haven't happened yet. But of course, it's nice to have selection problems because players are available, and that's really what we're looking for. It's the competition born out of the players being a close group and players feeling that they're relatively close to the team. I mean that I think in my experience that always breeds a competitive edge to the squad.
This next block of games, 6 or 7 before the next international break, with a lot of midweek games as well, that will test the durability of the squad, wasn't it?
It's the championship, and that's what it's about. It's all or nothing. It's one of those where you opened up by starting about it being a long time since the Cardiff game, and then when you start back, you've got to be ready to play games, recover, play again, and that's where the squad mentality really is very important. It's one thing to say it; it's another thing to be able to actually utilise a squad in the way that you really like to maintain performances. So we'll see.
2 home games coming up. That eagerness to get a result at home. Do you feel in a good place to get that on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, look, I can only. It's a statistic. It's one that we don't want, of course, or we'd prefer not to be the case. But I don't sense any anxiety about how the players approach it. So I think our home performances have been very good actually so far. It's just that we've not won the game. So, but look, it's a different feel to last year, and the circumstances of how we endured what was a difficult end to last year. It was a perfect storm of bad circumstances. So, but there were some positives out of it. So for me, I don't even think too much about that. It's about getting the preparation right, make sure we perform, and if we perform well, we've always got a great chance of winning any game.
Alex Scott is back. We've seen him this morning. Thomas, I don't think, played for the Czech Republic, so he'll be back and available for the
Yeah, Thomas will be rocking back on Thursday evening, training with us on Friday. yeah. So it's I didn't add the third bit, which you were waiting for, but it's always when you get players who go on international duty. First thing is that they represent their country as well as they can, but we're always hoping that they come back fit, and then it's assessing them, getting them ready for the game. So it's part and parcel of it.
One defender you've had with you over the last 10 days, George Tanner.
Yeah.
How's he settled in, and what kind of expectation management do we need to do for a player who's come from League Two in terms of when you would consider him?
Well, he's already shown in training that he's very capable, very competitive in terms of his physicality. I'm very confident. I was going to say hopeful, but no, I'm confident that he will play his part this season. The expectation levels, well, I think what people have to understand is that he's a player that we've bought with an eye on the future, but it depends on how quickly he comes up to speed, and he'll be healthy competition for other players in the right back position, and we'll see how that goes. So I'm always of the opinion that players who come into the squad, like some of our homegrown youngsters, they come in there on merit, and it's not to say that once they're in there they stay there full time, but he's another one of our players who I think will do a good job for us.
Taylor Moore and Riley Towler have gone out on loan. Taylor to Hearts, Riley to Grimsby. What are you hoping they will get from those loan periods?
Well, Taylor Moore, as I've already spoken about, I think Tails would have had limited opportunities here, and so I think it's important for him to play games. Riley's had a good season for us last year. I mean, he was one of the positives to if you like, take advantage of our more negative situation with injuries and availability. So he came in and did a really good job for us. I think now it's about him playing regular football, and going out on loan gives him that opportunity to really experience the back-to-back game world of league football. And I think that's something that I'm really pleased for him, because he's a player who I think over the summer as well has developed physically as well, and so it's good for him. I think people have noticed that we've not put so many young players out on loan. I think again it's understanding why we do it. I actually think, or we think as a staff, that some of our better players will develop more with the first team here, and dipping in and out the 23s into the first team when required. Every pathway is different, and so it's not a generic feel to what we do. It's thought out, and it's done with the benefit of the players in mind.
Tommy Conway was another bright spot apart from last season. He's got an injury at the moment. We won't see him for a while, will we?
No, he's had a small op really to sort out. It was an old injury that he's had, and it's just something that needs cleaning up now to allow him to. He'll be out for maybe a couple of months, something like that, 2 or 3 months. And it's a shame for him, because he's done really well in pre-season again, and I like him a lot. He'll do well for us.
We saw you at the City Women's game on Sunday.
Yeah.
Nigel gave us away. But I was just wondering how important and how nice was it to see City Women play here in front of a full house?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So I think it's important for us to have a bit of authenticity with how we operate. And I came along because I wanted to see the game anyway. I think for the team, who have done very well actually with a complete rebuild in a short period of time, it's never going to be easy, and I think good for them to especially with the circumstances of the game, to come from behind and win the game. Really, really good. So hopefully our fans will get behind the women's team as well. I think it's very important for us as a club.
That one club culture is really important. So players, we saw Max and Zach go to a disability football session run by the foundation the other evening. That commitment to doing things within the foundation, the charitable elements, that's really important as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's something that we've talked about again during the summer, and that we want to support as much as possible. I think during the really interesting actually, because during the pandemic lockdowns, there's been quite a lot of work going behind the scenes that it doesn't necessarily need publicity. The point is that it's done, and I think the players are very supportive, as are the staff. So it's really important for us to have a meaningful contribution in our local community. It's very important for us.